My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Slay the Spire. We're going to be continuing with the Bard. If you haven't watched the last episode, might I heartily recommend that you do. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but I'd say give that one a wee bit of a look-see. I just feel it might be worth your time. I don't make this kind of a recommendation often. This isn't me trying to double dip on views. It's more just, I don't know. I think you might be into it. We could upgrade the Inspire immediately. I wonder what would be considered our starting relic. I assume bagpipes is not it, right? Because you can't really remove the bagpipes because it is just an explanation of the tool. So it would probably be the removal of the pitch pipe. I'd trade the pitch pipe, but I do want to trade the pitch pipe for like an upgraded pitch pipe or something like that, should that possibly exist as a boss relic. So I'll go with upgrade Inspire. Let's try and go for an inspiration deck if we can. Seems like a good piece of time right there. Alright, hang on. Maximum elites is 2, maximum rests is 3. Not great, but not horrible. Attack, riposte, get my attack up, and then defend. Easy. Enemy. Damn it, I was really hoping they were going to bellow this turn. It has to be like strike, strike, inspire, defend, right? Now I can give myself another inspiration, and then another inspiration, stack them both on top of one another. Lovely. And we're all set up for pretty easy lethal. So I've got to remember, like, if I do care about inspiration, I'll check that in just a second. Tiny Hut, well, we used Balestra last run. Let's try and vary what we're doing here. We could take Echo Echoes, just multiple times deal your strength and damage. It's also just upgraded, 14 damage for 1 energy in 2 hits. 2 hits can be bad, or it can be good. It's good against plated armor, it's bad against malleable, thorns. That's about it. And it's good with strength, obviously. Tiny Hut, gain 5 block, draw 1 card for each unique note you have queued. Actually, let's go Tiny Hut. I haven't done Tiny Hut. Yeah, there's removal in the next space. I'll take this. Ooh, Reverence. Right-click during combat to activate. Use it once per combat. Play an attack card at your hand, from your hand, rather, and exhaust it. At no cost as well, you play the attack card. This is the potato. During your turn, you're immune to damage. Rest of these are base relic games. Or base game relics. There we go. Harmonious Voice. Whenever you queue a defense or a buff, gain 1 temp HP. Upgrades to be only 1 cost. Huh. I think I do just have to remove the regret rather than do anything else here, but it's an interesting card right there. Choose a note to queue and deal 10 damage, and it's worth noting the note that is queued before the attack. Okay. Relic? 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 Ooh, we got a relic. Ooh! Spice. Upon pickup, raise your max HP by 8. Draw 1 additional card a turn. Warning. Highly addictive. If anyone has played Slay the Spire, this is Slay the Spire. Ryan? God. If anyone has happened to have played the game known as Enter the Gungeon, you'll recognize that spice a little bit there. Alright. Let's see if we can't get more of it. Sift generates 2 notes of a different type, as well as gives us temp HP and inspiration. Perfect. Notes of a different type are good for Tiny Hut, and inspiration's just generally pretty good. Let's go. Alright, so I guess my goal here is... what? Build up as many stats as I possibly can before the enemy wakes up. Seems about right. I'm gonna attack, riposte, gain my attack up, then heroism to set myself up for my next gain if I want it. Okay, it's strike, riposte. I'll take the attack up. Then I can inspire Tiny Hut. Draws 2 cards. Didn't really need to draw either of those 2 cards, but to draw 2 cards. Okay, what do we do here? Oh, I know. Heroism gives us defense up. We're just stacking our stats as best we can here. It's gonna completely counter the Lagavulin negativity over the time. Do I just go defend, attack? No, it's defend, attack. So I get to keep most of my block there. Sorry, my plated armor. And then, at the very end, I'm going to use a reverence to throw out a strike. And that does cue an attack. Good. Needed to know that. Tiny Hut gets us into small damage, I guess. Sure. I don't want to exhaust many of my attacks, otherwise I don't have any attacks left. That seems like a bad idea. What can I do starting with attack? Well, I could go Inspire Large, but I would need 2 buffs right now, right? Defend, attack, inspire, inspire. Alright, so what else can I queue? Buff first, I can't get buff first. Debuff, can't get debuff. Yeah, so reds are exclusively followed by, I mean, other reds in this scenario, but by debuffs, by buffs, or yeah, debuffs or buffs. So there's nothing I can really build out of my current queue. So we'll probably go heroism. Tiny Hut seems really good here just because it draws so many cards. I can just cast a medium block. It's a block for 8. And then start attacking again, sure. That makes sense. Fight's gonna take a while, but I'd rather get out of this fight on full HP if I can. And it does look like I can. Okay, so heroism and riposte. Is there any reason to play them in any specific order? No, because buff then... So, buff is never followed by attack defend, is that true? Yeah, buff is never followed by attack defend. Is buff ever followed by attack? Only at the end of a debuff chain, and I have no debuff. Or when a debuff is before it. So no. Sorry, a buff is before it. That said, heroism giving inspiration to something that provides me both defense and attack, I'm double dipping on the benefit from it, right? I'm gonna go for the small block here and then just attack again. Tiny Hut to draw 2. Double attack happily. Alright, I'm gonna heroism. Strike riposte, actually. Setting me up for an attack up. We should have lethal next turn. So I'm going to want to hunt as many leads as possible. I'm going to go hardcore onto that spice. Try and go for a temporary HP build so that I can make up for the fact that I have no HP. Ooh, speaking of though, Mango, upon pickup, raise your max HP by 14. Neat. I like it a lot. Enemies cannot debuff you for 3 turns. Upgrades to cannot buff or debuff. Enemies cannot debuff you for 3 turns. Well, that does make the 3rd turn standing up of a Guardian garbage. but they don't really debuff you that much. I mean, that debuff is pretty big, right? It's 3 turns of weakness and 3 turns of vulnerability, I believe. But it's not huge. None of the first floor bosses really have a huge debuff. They technically do, right? Its intent is large debuff, but it's not large in an actual sense, is what I'm trying to say here. Gain temporary HP equal to 10. Gain 2 additional temporary HP for every defender you have queued. Yeah, sure, let's go for that. I need to find a way to benefit from temporary HP. Alright. Because I can live right now, I just can't really do much. Riposte and defend, nice. Mercury Hourglass, at the start of your turn, deals 3 damage to all enemies. That's going to be really good, especially considering it's a 50-50. This next space happens to be a... what would it happen to be? 50-50, the next space happens to be the Sentinels. If it's not the Sentinels, we're going to have a hard time. But Block Potion was hopefully going to help us there. Okay. So defend False Life. My defense up, and then I'll start an Inspiration Chain. I mean, I kind of just want to stay defended, right? So I'm just going to defend Heroism, get another defense up, and then Tiny Hut? Tiny Hut. Sure, why not? I like that the Mercury Hourglass is just sitting there and spinning. Sit and spin. Go for Heroism first. Just gain all of the defense up. Sure. More than happy to. Now I'm missing out on a chain. Alright, so it's probably time to Inspire and then attack a minion. Because I have no debuffs in this entire deck, I can't do damage small, medium, or large, so... it's okay. It's fine that I can't do it. I'm not mad. One down. With all this temporary HP, I'm feeling flying fancy and free. False Life is a lot more impactful than I gave it credit for. Yeah, I've immediately realized that in this position. It's entirely my bad that I... Look at that. 22! Ooh. It's effectively like barricade block, right? It's just block that doesn't leave me. It's nice to finally have something that won't leave me. That's a joke. I'm doing fine, don't worry. Let me just clarify that. Go for him. And, I mean, I can just hit E until the fight's over now. I think I will. I need to find Finger of Death. Just find me a Finger of Death and life is good. This fight could have been awful if it was against the Gremlin knob, but I just would have played it differently. Spice. One more couldn't hurt. Upon pickup, raise your max HP by 8. Start each combat with 1 dex. Wild. Reverse Gravity. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Hell yeah. The big reason I want to see Reverse Gravity, I'll just play it with Reverence. It's a free card that does 15 damage in 1 week to all enemies, and then 15 damage in 1 week to all enemies again in the next turn. Neat. 6/4 time is pretty wild. Enhance ability is a power that doesn't have any of those. But it's from Hubris. I would expect that this would have had like a buff note. Huh. Wild. 6/4 time is pretty good. I mean, those are all buff. Man, 6/4 time is pretty good. Gives us the ability to hold more. So that's going to be beneficial for False Life in particular. Yeah. And I think we'll just bounce. Save the rest of my money for the moment. Oh, no, wait, it's fine. I've got lethal. I don't know why I was confused there. Off key, quick song, and cutting words. No need for any of these. Ooh. Hello, Spike Slime. We go Heroism Inspire. There's one big old strike there. And another one. There's Reverse Gravity available to us. So it's attack, attack, get my attack up, and then use Reverence to play Reverse Gravity, thump the enemy up and down, wait for the next turn, thump the enemy up and down again. Ah, lovely. Don't need any of these. I think the Reverse Gravity does want to be upgraded, but 8-4 time is pretty wild. Okay. I know what the turn is here, right? It's strike, riposte gives us an attack up. Then I Heroism Inspire and play Reverse Gravity. So now I have the ability to weaken for the next turn if I desperately want to, but I'm also starting the build that gets me damage medium if I want that. Probably gonna go for weakening though. Dumped him. Yeah, I'm just gonna weaken the enemy. Go for 8-4 time. Ooh, look at that bar. Bard's got bars, yo. So, Tiny Hut, which draws more cards because of the amount of different things that I can hold. I love that. Inspire shouldn't affect False Life, but I do want to see if it tries to. No, it doesn't. Okay, it's not even expended. Beautiful. So I'm just going to be trying to build as much False Life as I can here. Take my defense up. And I guess I could just riposte. Hit him with a big old riposte. Thing is, I want to hit him with the strike instead of the riposte, just so that I can get the attack up afterwards as well. And now I'm just leaving a bunch of defense in there because I'm not doing anything that works with those defense, which is great. Because it just means my false life is now gained 25 life. It's pretty good. My damage is real slow. That's the only problem with this deck. Our damage is real slow. I am so pleased that we have the Mercury Hourglass, because otherwise we would be in a real bad position. It is the savior of this run right now. So Heroism, Strike, and then Riposte exclusively to get another attack up. This is just so that I can try and make my attack up a little, my fight a little bit better. So that it's not like pulling teeth, as it kind of currently is. Strike and riposte. And that's another attack up for me, and I just leave myself with a bunch of... Oh, yes! I like it a lot. Tiny Hut. False Life. Pretty giant amount of HP I have here. Would be a shame if nothing were to happen to it. Look, I don't really know how to meme. I have more than on one occasion asked Peak just to explain different memes to me. Just the current relevant ones, because I don't understand any of them at all, frankly. I'm a little too young. I'm 25. I'm a little too young to be as out of touch as I've become. But damned if I'm not here. I mean, there's no reason I should be defending anymore, right? It just has to be attacks. I don't know what I am trying to do at this point in time. Just attack. Ryan. Got him. Goodbye, Guardian. Okay, this is gonna be like pulling teeth. Until... what? Ooh, hang on. Sonata. You can perform every possible melody in your note queue at once. So if you have different things that overlap, right? For example, you have... Is that good? I mean, we can benefit from it here. Obviously, Spice gives us a Spice relic, and then we start combat with 1 strength and 2 dex, but it lowers our max HP this time. That's the key. This will continually start to... It will continually end up lowering my max HP. But the reason I'm looking at Sonata right now is because there's another card in this game, we saw it in the last episode, called Rhapsody. That card says, when it's upgraded, cue a note, and perform any melodies you have the notes for, regardless of their order. That, plus Sonata, and 8/4 time, I believe, will result in me being able to play everything at the same time. And I think this might be more funny than just getting the extra spice. We will get more spice. Do not worry, that's gonna happen. I'm taking Sonata right now because it's gonna be possibly hilarious. Extra energy, but I can no longer see enemy intents. That's a little bit of a problem, but at the same rate, is it? Do I change what I do based on what my enemies do? Not really. I kind of just ultimately defend over the top of them. Neither of the other 2 options here are energy, and I do want extra energy so that I can do things with the extra draw that I have now from Tiny Hut. This is the Scarier Mask. It's a Hubris boss relic. The weakest enemy flees at the beginning of multi-enemy fights. It's a really good relic. I underestimated it the first time that I had seen it, and then the first couple times I collected it. And then what was it? I had a run where I was going to pivot to picking up AoE, and I just picked up Hubris's, the Scary Mask instead, and it was everything I needed. It's really quite good. All right. It's a very aggressive path here, but do I have the ability to duck out of it and make myself safe? I do, right? So if I'm having an awful time against this elite, I can just duck out to the left. It's just... Does the deck need more upgrades at this point? Reverse Gravity doesn't really need an upgrade. It gets 6 more damage total from it. Whatever. Sonata? No, not really, because we don't care about Sonata until we already have our engine going. We don't actually really need any upgrades this floor. It's just rests. Okay. Okay, like Sonata Defend Heroism, for example, I can perform all of these melodies, so I get to do defense up and block small. Confirm. That's pretty good. Enemy could be attacking for 21 on this first turn, but we're already fully defended against that. They also could be attacking for 7/3. 7/2, sorry. Yeah, that was a 7/2. So, when it's relevant, I will try to explain to you what I suspect the enemy is going to do, but if it's not, I won't. Otherwise, the episode will be a trillion years long. Please forgive me for that. This is born of the fact that in the past, I used to stop and go, okay, this is what the enemy's going to do. This is what the enemy's going to do. And I would do it every single turn, and people got real mad. It was too much. And I agree, frankly. In retrospect, those people were correct. I was going to false life, but it's 8/4 time and defense. It has to be. 8/4 time needs... I can't have that be at the bottom of my next shuffle. It's too much. It's too important to me, rather. Okay, I can inspire, strike. Gives me the ability to perform both of those melodies at the same time. Ooh, that's good. Go for another defend. Enemy could be hitting for 21 again this turn, so instead of striking here, I'm going to go for a defense. 7/2. Still save myself some. Heroism, and then I'm going to force the reverse gravity out. Is that what I do right now? Yes. Thump. So I can play damage small, block small, and weaken all at the same time. Lovely. Pretty into it. Thumped him again, and hit him for lethal. Beautiful. Well, I mean, spice is being offered. You can hardly turn it down. So yes, I should take these. What are they? Oh, they even give you a buff. That's really good for our deck. I have to take them. I'm sorry. I don't like that a lot of the time Council of Ghosts is an insta-pick. This is from the base game, by the way, Council of Ghosts. It's just really good. The fact that it only gives you 3 apparitions in High Ascension makes it a little more fair, but it's fine. Also, by the way, Spice, it can't kill me. It can set me down to 1 max HP, but it can't kill me, so let's just have no max HP. Who needs it? Choose 1 of 20 cards from another character to add to your deck. Ooh. Well, I'll have a look. I mean, you can't have a look, right? Because as soon as you read, you have to take a card. But there should be a card there that's valuable for me. Power Surge. No. Noxious Fumes is a great way for me to deal damage while all of this is going off. Blur. Yeah, not really necessary since we're going for temp HP. Reinforced Body is ridiculous. I suspect I actually go with Noxious Fumes. It'll help me deal damage while I just defend. And it also provides AoE to a deck that didn't necessarily have any prior. Okay. Remove a card from the deck. Almost certainly just a natural strike here. So the worst part about this deck up until this point has been the amount of time it would take to set up. Obviously, that's no longer a concern. Nate. Okay, let's go. Apparition, defend, riposte. Got a hell of a lot of buffs queued. Now I just have to find a way to start using them. Well, actually, no, I can't use them anymore. Whoops. Right? Is there no way to use these? Not really, no. Oh well. That's my bad. Let's go damage small across. Actually, no, we don't have to go damage small across, right? We can go damage small and damage medium across. See, damage small and damage medium have the same things. Oh my god, that's another heroism. Hilarious. Damage small and damage medium have the same things that play them. So you can play both at the same time with Sonata. It's beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. All right, 8 for apparition, strike, riposte, and I'll reverence the reverse gravity here. So now I can attack up, weaken, and damage small at the same time. Sounds good. Wait, what? Oh no, I don't have Sonata out yet. Okay, I've got to wait for Sonata. Hopefully Sonata's in my next stand. If it isn't, I'll probably just go for the attack up. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the attack up then. What do I want to do now? Ooh, I could go for an Inspire. Do I want to get rid of the front buff? Because if I do, I just attack here. Or I inspire, I guess. Might be inspire attack, right? You know what? Just gonna queue those. And then inspire attack. Because I couldn't even rely on Sonata being in this hand. It did happen to be in this hand, but I couldn't have relied on it. Now, what can I queue after an attack that's useful? Attack, debuff, attack, debuff, attack. But no, only if that's followed by... Oh, hang on. No, I go... Apparition, defend. And now I get to cast block small, attack up, and inspire at the same time. Beautiful. Noxious Fumes needs to be upgraded. It's extremely important. Neat. My intangibility is worn off, but now I have the ability to generate the world's largest amount of block, if I'd like to at any point. I suspect this is actually what I want to do, though. Get myself all that false life, and then just murder. Seems good. Duvu Doll, free to curse your X. Start each combat with 1 strength. Probably still not going to do that. Teeb. Enemy loses 4 strength at the start of each of its turns. Exhaustive 2. 4 strength. 4 strength at the start of its turns would be ridiculous. 7 HP at the start of each of its turns. Exhaustive 2. So that's kind of just like bootstrapping poison while I have a Noxious Fumes out, but we already have a Noxious Fumes. Is this too expensive to play? 14 damage a turn on the target. If I get so far past my setup that I can play Bestow Curse twice on the same target, Poison's already going to be doing way more than Bestow Curse will. No. Ah, no Finger of Death. Alright, Inspiration affects this twice. It's fine. Yeah, super not really into much this. Probably card removal, just get another strike out of the deck. Seems the way to go here. Good Apparition. Alright. 6 for time. Apparition. Defend. I'll Tiny Hut just in case. Okay, good. And then Apparition defend. Obviously here I'm still waiting for Sonata before I start playing any of my notes. Hey, look, it's Sonata! No problem. That's nothing. Alright, Heroism, then False Life? Yeah, and then I get to cast all of these at the same time. Whee! Lose 2 apparitions, though. Ooh, that's a good reverse gravity turn. Let's inspire. Defend heroism. I'll apparition, play all of these melodies. Do I want to riposte next? No, I want to reverse gravity next. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's reverse gravity, then riposte. Yeah. Alright. We reverence the reverse gravity, kills 2 of the targets for me, and then I throw out my own riposte. This sets me up with damage small and damage medium, so when the Gremlin leader actually resummons, which should be this turn, we can just deal 15 damage to all enemies. Can't play any extra cards, so I need the space. Yay! And now, Beautiful! Remove almost all of them. The Gremlin Wizard is going to die passively to our Mercury Hourglass already. I told you I was going to get good at this character. I hope you consider this good. Frankly, I do. And Noxious Fumes should be really played by now. Can I just play one of them? What does Sonata say? You can play every possible melody in your note queue. Alright. So the problem with Sonata then is that it says you can play every possible melody in your note queue rather than you must. Because I don't want to play block small and block medium here. I just want to play the defense up, but I have to play all of them at the same time. I'm trying to click here. It's not working. I have to play all of them at the same time, which removes the stuff that I would like to have still there for False Life. Tiny concern, admittedly. Fine. Let's do it all. Defend. That. Heroism again, and then I'm gonna go defense up. Another defense up. Got mad decks going on right now. It's all working out pretty well in my favor. Let's go Tiny Hut into... I think it's just strike, repulse the backline. Yep. With this much HP, I don't need to care. Ooh, you almost started hitting my my temp HP. Wild. Didn't think you could. Didn't think you had it in you, frankly. Alright, that's us done. Sweet. Bronze Scale started combo with 3 thorns. I mean, it's working. Yeah, Spice. Let's go. Spice's final level there was an extra point of strength. Peanut Butter. The start of each combat gain 8 temporary HP. Uh-huh. That's my ish. Ooh. Oh, no. Sonata 8-4, and then Apparition, Heroism, Heroism, Apparition. Heroism, Apparition, because otherwise we can't really utilize them effectively. Okay. So... Tiny Hut. Heroism. I now have the ability to just go for Divine Protection. Oh wait, I have Sonata! Of course. Of course. We'll go Apparition here, and then all of those at the same time. Beautiful. So you can see that the difference between Defense Up and Divine Protection is literally just the start of Defense Up is the end of Divine Protection. I just had to add an extra block at the end. So those can overlap. That's what Sonata is important for. Overlapping things casting at the same time. At least in my opinion. I expect that that's the case. But I'm not really going to project that as... This is definitely the case on part of the creator. Although I think that's a safe bet. Alright. So what has these in it? Well, another attack would be great here. Gets me to damage medium. So just do that. And then I got... Whee! Look at all those effects we got going off. I'll also defend, then Apparition here. And Inspire. and try and clean up the cube. Yeah, we got a lot of buffs there that we don't really need. That's because of all of the apparitions in the deck. Frankly, if we had fewer apparitions, I actually think we'd be better off. That said, we still want a non-zero amount, so it's not a turn down the event so that this isn't something that I have to deal with. Kinda sitch. Okay. Let's just take my attack up there. Apparition, Tiny Hut. Should have been Tiny Hut Apparition. Oops. Thankfully, I am almost 100% certain it's not going to matter at all. Yeah. Omamori, negate the next two curses you obtain? Yeah, I'll take that. Even though I have the Dubu. Gain 9 temporary HP if your enemy is weak. Deal damage equal to your temporary HP. That gives me a way to do damage, but I have to weaken the enemy. Can I weaken the enemy? I have exactly one way in my entire deck to weaken the enemy. It's reverse gravity, but also the series of notes that reverse gravity gives you will also allow me to weaken enemies. If I take this, I mean, it's pre-upgraded. Yeah, I have to. I can't, you know, question over that for too long. I can't puzzle over that for too long. It's a pretty obvious one. Let's be real. All right, I'm gonna go Reverence on that first, because now Tiny Hut draws everything. Ooh, I can play Sonata. Deal all that at the same time, and then drop an apparition. Neat. Looking good. Thump them both up and down. Enemy is weak, so as much temporary HP as I have is fine. Got him. Ah, yes. Remove all rest from your note queue. Heal 3 HP for each rest removed. That's super powerful. We're not going to take it because we don't really have much HP, so we're not going to be using it, but it's super powerful in general, especially if you have 8 full-times, so you can kind of afford to be floating a couple at all times. Skip those rewards, go for an elite. It's a bit early to get Phantasmal Force here, unfortunately. I suspect I might actually want to go for the Swift Potion. Yeah. First thing I'm going to do is dunk with the reverse gravity. Now they're all weakened. I can weaken them all again. I can then False Life and Phantasmal Force just straight up kill an enemy. Bye. Got him. Seems to have worked out pretty well for us, I'm feeling. Don't actually have any attacks in this hand? What? Go that into Tiny Hut, trying to draw into an attack. Oh, good. Glad I drew attacks. Enemy's still dead. Potion Belt. I'm pumping up. Gain 2 potion slots as well as another spice. Yeah, of course. Spice just triggered Omamori? I still got my extra strength, but it removed a trigger of Omamori. I suspect that's unintentional. Whenever you lose block or temporary HP, you deal 2 damage to all enemies. I don't think I need to use this in this build. It is quite good. 100% agreed. Is it something I need? Maybe, actually. I think I'm underestimating it. It's to all enemies, not a random enemy. It's to all enemies. Yeah, I want it. I gotta get over myself. I want it. Almost turned it down, Brian. But I gave it a second look because of your comment. I didn't even know it upgraded to 4 damage to all. Nah. Alright, yep. It's just way better thorns, right? Kind of. It's not the same, sure, but it's kind of. Glyph of Warding. Apparition, Heroism. It just has to be. Hey, got the reverse gravity. And Phantasmal Force in the same hand as well. Beautiful. Let's give ourselves more space to cast more things. I do want this extra apparition out. I think we first reverse the gravity. I don't have Sonata, so I can't cast all of those at the same time. Maybe a Tiny Hut right now. Before a Phantasmal Force. Yeah, I'm the Tiny Hut. Wow! A lot of card draw, no Sonata. In this position, I think I actually just have to double Apparition. I desperately didn't want to have to do that. Yeah, but that's my Sonata! Thank you, I got it back. I'm gonna go for damage small, block small, and weaken at the same time here. Effectively just cleaning up my queue. Defend, heroism, gives us divine protection as well as defense up. Great. I'm not gonna be able to weaken this enemy as a problem, so I'm not gonna be able to use... I'm not gonna be able to utilize my Phantasmal Force in the same way that I would like, but I can also probably just build up a defense that the enemy can't deal with here. And somehow I think I'm fine with that as well. Great. Again, we have the ability to Divine Protect. Okay. I'm gonna... Ooh! We can get 2 defense ups and a Divine Protection off at the same time. Right? It's defend, false life. No, it's defend, false life. I can only defend, false life. 1 defend, 1 false life. So I have 1 divine inspiration, 1 block small, and 2 defense ups here. I want to see if it triggers defense up twice, right? Because that's a defense up and that's a defense up. It doesn't cast it twice. So Sonata doesn't cast the same melody twice. Got it. Now I know that. I might have a little bit of an issue with the way that Sonata is written as a result of that and the previous interaction we saw. Just a tad. Inspire, defend, heroism. Again, gives us the ability to do the same 3. Beautiful. And then I'm going to strike Riposte, getting myself the ability to go for another block and attack up. This should be the turn that the enemy is going for a Hyper Beam. Yep. So as much block as I could generate that turn is really important. Enemy's not weak. Say what you want about him, enemy's not weak. They're also not attacking this turn. They're stunned after they do the Hyper Beam. They attack only every second turn, by the way. So this turn should just be a multiple attack. So, not gonna be a problem. Let's go heroism, false life. I'm gonna burn Phantasmal Force out here. It's not useful. That's the double attack I was talking about. And then turn off to buff itself. I mean, surely I just go as aggressive as I am capable of doing right now. That's one thing that I'm constantly doing wrong here that I'll readily admit. I should definitely be more commonly realizing, oh, I'm already fully protected. I now need to pivot for damage. I'm not doing that well enough yet. Alright. Bye, Bronze Automaton. And hello to Improv. For the next... this turn, for every 6 notes you cue, we do that, perform any melody regardless of your note cue. At the end of your turn, clear your note cue. You can no longer cue notes. Whenever you would cue a note, deal 2 damage to all enemies instead. No. And second Sonata. Okay. Improv. Every 6 notes you cue. We do cue a lot of notes in a turn, but do we cue 6 notes in a turn? Not commonly, I don't think, actually. Kind of occasionally. I'm not going to take improv. I don't want to clear my note queue. It's important that I hold them specifically for the sake of false life and for the sake of setting up for things for the next turn. If I had more things like reverse gravity that give 3, then I'd be more interested in improv. But I'm not, because I don't. Future card awards have 2 less cards to choose from. I'm down with that. I'm super down with that. Extra energy is really good for us right now. Another tiny hut would also be really good. And another thing that I'm also going to be looking at pretty closely if I happen to find a single copy. One sec while I wait for my brain to continue loading. I've just passed the loading screen. It's one sec. Cool. One thing that I'm going to be interested... Damn it! I tried to hit the ground running because I was like, I'll figure it out as soon as I start talking. I completely forgot. I've spaced. What am I trying to look for here in response to that? Right, and I'm looking for debuff, right? Debuff effects are actually really important to me right now. I might also want to go collect all of the... we'll give it a go. I might want to try and collect every single one. Of the keys, so I can go to the heart. Possibility. And then Inspire, defends, play a tiny hut. I'm gonna go for Divine Protection first, then defense up. Glyph of Warding is more damage than Noxious Fumes right now. But I may as well just play both of them and burn an Apparition. I have a feeling I'm probably not going to need it. Enemy's not weakened, and unfortunately Reverse Gravity is in the next, so they're not going to be. This is really interesting. So I get to play a defense up, and then that is going to kill those notes, which leaves me with the ability to play an attack up. Neat. Okay. First thing we need to do is reverse gravity here before we riposte, so that we can go damage small, medium, and weaken at the same time. Good Sonata. Dude, choose a note to queue. Upgrade. Choose 2 notes to queue. That could effectively just be the way that I mean, number one, it's actually really, really good for just suddenly performing anything I want to. Hello, Sonata. But secondly, that's a really good way to get some debuff notes out there so that I can start making enemies weak. Yeah, we take Doot. Doot's good. That would make all my enemies weak on turn 1, but weakness on turn 1 isn't that important to me, actually. I need it after turn 1. Panacea, gain 1 artifact, not important at all. I don't want my hand to be like Panacea, Doot, and then a couple other cards I really can't use. I'm not guaranteed to have a shot past this point is a problem, unless I go to the next floor. So I can get a... I would take the I am rich if only the first charge of Omori hadn't been already negated. But it has been. Upgrade all cards, you can no longer heal. I mean... Yeah! Screw healing! Who needs it? Okay. So I just have to short myself one card here. It's pretty obvious which card I should short myself, right? Let's Inspire, strike the back line, dealing damage to myself intentionally there. Great. Perform both those melodies. And do the whole thing again. Beautiful. All working out. Reverse gravity. Love it. Vicious Mockery. I would have taken that if I hadn't already gotten Do I need a second one? No, 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 no. Not unless I have more draw. Not right now, Ryan. You can put yourself in a horrible position doing that. Why do I have 6 cards in my opening hands constantly here? Am I missing something? Oh, no, I'm not! Spice! Draw an additional card each turn. Really has my back. This build would not be viable if it wasn't for that. I believe. Alright, what do I want to do here? Guess I do attack and then debuff so that I can weaken the enemy next turn if I need to. So the enemy this turn could be doing 7/3 or 45 damage in a single attack. Gladly, I don't need to care which they're doing. Take that Defensor. Oh, right. All of them. Yeah, I'll perform all of those melodies. Thank you. And then I'm going to play Reverence. It does nothing this turn, but it'll do stuff next turn. The reverse gravity, that is. Because the enemy is intangible half of the time, it would never always be useful for me. Phantasmal Force is obviously pretty good here. It's just whether I have anything else that I want to do first. It's Riposte Phantasmal Force. Right? Hang on. Just gotta think for a second. Yeah, there's nothing else that changes my order. So it's Riposte Phantasmal Force. Then I'm gonna cast all these melodies. Keep that enemy weak. And hell. Clear out the rest of the note queue. Beautiful. I kind of want the draw from Tiny Hut more than I want anything else right now. Because I need to get past those burns. But also I don't want Phantasmal Force to be in my hand this turn. I want it in my hand next turn because the enemy's intangible right now. Okay. One sec, one sec. This is about to be really clever, hopefully. It's block, block. Wait. No, that wasn't it. Hang on. I was trying to get Divine Protection off this turn. I screwed it up because I'm a dumb. Heroism, Apparition, Tiny Hut. Now I get my Divine Protection off. Hey, and defense up and block. Great. Alright, never mind. It worked out in the end. Hopefully Phantasmal is what we get this turn. Get him? Got him! Spice! More. Upon pick up, lower your max HP by 8 and increase our starting strength by 1. Neat. There's no brakes on this train. That's a great time to draw that reverse gravity. I am very pleased. That said, I do need to stop just burning it out constantly, especially considering I can actually naturally cast it now. Which is unique, not something I typically have access to. It's Riposte, Apparition, Apparition, Defend, I think, here. So this sets me up for Divine Protection. I got him again. Love it. Yeah, this one's Divine Protection setup. Thinking Heroism, Inspire, Tiny Hut. And we can do the exact same thing again. But Phantasmal Force is here as well. Beautiful. Lovely. 45 damage is a solid amount of damage. Well, this is a turn and a half. 1, 2, 3. And then I Heroism Apparition. This is to set up for the possibility of going for that Divine Protection next turn. Ideally... No, I have to go for the Inspire. Fine. Alright. And here I need to queue Weakness. And I need to leave Weakness there. So Doot Doot happens at the end of the turn then, right? And Weakness is attack, debuff. Beautiful. So this means that if I draw into Phantasmal, I just kill. Yep. Severely overkill, but kill. Lower your max HP by 8 again. Beautiful. Increase your starting strength by 1. Sure. Warning again. Delectable. Spice. Ooh. Have to take the Sapphire Key there, unfortunately, though. If I want to go fight the heart, I do want to go fight the heart. Did I not say so before? I was pretty clear. Enemies not attacking on turn 1. This enemy just doesn't. False Life is actually pretty garbage this turn. Is that true? Still 13 temporary. 13 temporary is still pretty good. Noxious Fumes has become garbage compared to the Glyph of Warding, so Noxious Fumes would get a natural removal from this deck if I get the opportunity. Then Apparition, and thank you, Reverence. Enemy could be doing a giant attack this turn or a very small attack this turn. It's hard to tell. And it doesn't matter because of the apparitions I have in the deck. Oh, hello, Phantasmal Force. Great. Good to see you. Let's go 8 4 times so that I can expand this a little bit. If I had another attack, I'd do it right now. Actually, Just going to queue those out immediately. And then go... Defend, defend. Do 2 buffs. And then Phantasmal. This sets up for the ability to block, defense up, and divine protection. This character takes a little bit longer to play than other characters for me, sure, but it's a good time. Oh, Sonata is so strong! Oh, it's wild. I actually don't even want a tiny hut here. Don't need the block, and I don't want to draw into a card that I want to use later. Okay, so Doot Doot is obvious here as setup. Let's go. I got a lot of inspiration coming up. I can actually throw out that... Oh, no, I did it in the wrong order. No. It's fine, it's fine. Attack and debuff. Just setting up for Phantasmal, hopefully, in this turn. Oh, look, it's Phantasmal. We got it this turn. Bum 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 I'm dumb, by the way. Just real dumb. I forgot to weaken before I did anything there, which invalidated roughly all of it. That's okay, though. We've still super got this. Like... Did it again. Got a good old case of the bad brain today, apparently. Please forgive. Remember a couple moments ago when I was saying, oh, I'm getting better at this character? Yeah, ignore that, because I'm not. I am actually really embarrassed about that. Yeah, let's do an attack and a debuff, and you know what? I'm just going to weaken you a bunch of times. Get weakened again. I am not messing this up again. Not on your life, son. It wasn't needed! Damn it. Alright. Glyph of Warding is the strongest thing here. Do I want to do first? No, I want to do to the end. No, I don't need to do to the end. Right, all I need to do is live until the right turn, right? Hang on. So I have no defense in this hand, but I can set myself up with the half of a divine protection if I want to. I suspect I do. I'm gonna burn out the strike as well. I don't care about it. The ordering there doesn't matter. It's just block, buff. No one there is weakened, but block. Get my divine protection, thank you. And then defend apparition. Set myself up for more divine protection in turn. All these enemies can attack me, and they're just harming themselves, frankly. It's working pretty well in my favor. And then I'm just gonna reverse the gravity on him. Entropic Brew is ridiculous here. Lingering Echo. The next card you play this turn remains in your hand. That is obviously ridiculous for the ability to, like, I could Lingering, then naturally play Reverse Gravity, and then exhaust Reverse Gravity with Reverence afterwards. That's interesting. I could double up on False Life. That's interesting. But the problem is, like, the deck already works. I don't know if it needs Lingering Echo. And another card in between me and my apparitions is terrifying. Fool! Dr. Doom toots as he pleases. Sure. It's pretty much the ideal of what we were looking for, right? Yeah, I really don't see it getting much better than that. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. Alright, Sveric. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough, mate. Not hard enough, clearly. Thank you! Yes, please! Loose strike. Oh, yes. I'm a little nervous now. What if Rhapsody and Sonata don't work together? Wait for time. Heroism. Alright, Rhapsody. Perform all of these melodies? Yes! Yeah! Alright, it's exactly everything that I've always wanted, but never known. It's perfect. Alright. Heroism, Apparition, Defend, False Life. Now I have the ability to go for block, defense up, and divine protection at the same time. Don't mind if I do. Enemy's still weak as well. Phantasmal Force could be great. Oh, look, it's Phantasmal Force. Alright, how do I make Phantasmal Force even better? Go block, block. Then Phantasmal Apparition in that order. This is a really good setup for this turn. Take all of those, thank you. Ah, yes. There's not too much that I want to do this turn in particular. Let's take the large inspiration we have access to now. I'm gonna doot those in. Go for a small defense and a tiny hut. Oh look, it's Rhapsody. I'll go for all of them. If any of those gained you energy, everything would go wild as hell. It doesn't need to be the case, by the way, that one of them gains you energy. It would be wild as hell, as I said. would be a bit much. Enemies vulnerable and weakened, and that's a big Phantasmal Force right there. 6 max HP, who needs more? Tiny Hut, oh my gods. And then the upgrade has to go on Rhapsody so that I get to cue a note with it before I even do anything here. Hello, Danu and Decker, what's up, my dudes? I think I just go defend, 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 false life here. No, Sonata has to be played. There's no way Sonata doesn't get played here. So defend, defend, false life. No, we don't need to false life right now. What we do need is Glyph of Warding, actually. There we go, that'll do. Glyph of Warding because there's so much damage in this combat. So I can riposte and then Rhapsody here. Oh, I have to cue something first. Cue the debuff. And now I get to play all of these. Oh, lovely. Removed a lot of debuffs from my enemies by doing that. Defend, apparition, apparition. This is again setting up for divine protection once more. I'll Tiny Hut first. 8-4 time, beautiful. So now we actually end up with that, beautiful. Then Heroism. I'll consume all of these because I don't want to lose them. Apparition, Noxious Fumes. I think it's just what we play here now. Yeah. And then we'll even go block so we have the ability to gain defense up. In fact, we'll even do that just right now. Lovely. We'll probably naturally play Reverse Gravity this turn. And pass. Back to you. Back to you in the studio, Donu and Decker. Thump. Definitely Tiny Hut. Go Heroism and then... like, all of them? Yeah, do all of the things. Neat! Worked out pretty well. I could Doot and then False Life if I wanted to. Yeah, Phantasmal hand... Phantasmal is in my next hand, so this is good. And the enemies are weak. So Phantasmal is just a kill. Frontliner attacked there, so that means the backliner is attacking this turn. Just in case. No? Okay. And then let's get a buff, right? Lovely. I don't know how this is going to do against the heart, but I'm interested to see. More interested to see than I've ever been in anything ever. Tiny Hut finds us. It's cool. It's funny, I was talking about the possibility of making a temporary HP related build using the Glyph of Warding with Brian. And I was also talking in Discord about... who said it? I think it was JPZ who said something along the lines of... I had Sonata and Doot and they were really good together. And I was thinking, yeah, imagine that with Rhapsody. And now I get both of those in the same run. Loving it. 1366. Good. Good done. We also have money. Where's my mouse going? My mouse is it. Never mind, it's back. Welcome back, mouse. fully upgraded deck once again. Started combat with Inspiration 100 means nothing to us. This allows us to get a lot more apparitions in our deck. I mean, that means we're safe for longer, but I don't think we need it. I kind of just want to get the extra spice, go down to meme levels of HP. Yeah. 1 HP! Who even needs more than that, seriously? If you need more than 1 HP, what are you, a baby? And if you are a baby, I'm sincerely sorry. I didn't mean any offense by it, frankly. Sonata Riposte? Tiny Hut. Tiny Hut? Tiny Hut. Hey, there we go. We finally found an apparition. Just had to dig through the whole deck. I probably should have reversed gravity, though. Alright. That's. And then let's queue a debuff before we do anything. Just so that we can remove their artifact. Woohoo! And I'll even doot an attack and a debuff. Set myself up. Okay. So here I'll go Heroism, Inspire, False Life, Defend, Apparition. In that order, I have the ability to cast all of those effects at the same time. Ooh, what an effective turn. Could have actually just held that to the next turn so that everyone was weakened this turn. That would have been a good idea. Let's riposte into Tiny Hut. I'm gonna double Glyph of Warding and then Rhapsody with the debuff. Hit all those different effects. And then I think all I need to do is reverse gravity. Ooh, hang on. And then Q attack. Attack. And then go for the AoE. Haha, yes! Spice, more strength, of course. Quick notes, no. Deck trashing effects here are going to be the worst. Okay, so now, and only now, we can start focusing on actually using our potions. Entropic Brew is going to refill my entire hand. Oh. I want 6/4 time more. But I'm already capable of casting basically everything. Yeah, no, it's splendid form. Entropic. Ooh, get more thorns. Lovely. I can actually keep that strength after artifacting myself with a Rhapsody turn. It is weird for me to say Rhapsody and not be referring to myself. Yes, you think it's weird? It's weird. It is. But I'll power through. We're actually burning... We should burn bad cards. Why have I not been doing that yet? Reverence should always be used, either on your worst attack or your best attack you can't afford. Set myself up pretty well for later turns here. Oh... Enemy takes so much damage trying to hit me here. I love it. Glyph of Warding as well as 6 Thorns. Beautiful. I have to do buff block if I want to be able to do this. And I do want to be able to do that, so it's a good thing I did it. 1, 2, 3, and yeah, I'm gonna reverse gravity here as well. Gotta weaken set up later. Hello, Rhapsody. It's good to see. And this should get a block. Just gonna take all those buffs if you don't mind. Just whole round of buffs for the house. Thank you. Take my strength up. Apparition again for safety's sake. Weaken the enemy because they're about to give themselves artifacting from now on out. So, don't want them to have that. Reverse gravity on you for 151 damage. Your turn. Okay. Doot for block. Heroism. I'll Rhapsody for buff, getting everything again. And then I'll probably just Phantasmal Force. Seems good. That was a really long run, but my god, if it wasn't incredible. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire modded. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. The character we're currently playing is the Bard, and we are currently using the kitchen sink mod, the Hubris. I probably should have done this at the start of the episode, but let's just quickly digress so that I can get it covered. Both of which are by Kyot. I will stand by that pronunciation till the day I die. Base mod and STS lib also primarily by Kyot. And Unknown Chances by Time Racers, Blank the Evil's Relic Sorter, which is what was changing the order of my relics over the course of the run. The Colored Map from Time Racers and T. Larson, and Always Whale from Modern Canaan. The majority of these, except for, I believe, Relic Sorter and Always Whale, are in the collection, the mod collection that is linked below in the description. However, Always Whale and Relic Sorter are linked outside of it because they're only in GitHub repositories. I don't think they're currently on Steam. So, hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.